Good morning, class. Wonderful to see you all looking so bright and chirpy. You all make my day. So today we're going to continue to look at pieces of our past as written by those who lived it. The text I have selected for you is written by a former enslaved American. I must warn, the text will provoke many emotions: anger, sorrow, and even shame, and is a topic that many would rather not talk about. But we're going to talk about it. The famous American author and filmmaker Michael Crichton once said, "If you don't know your history, then you don't know anything. You're a leaf that doesn't know it's a part of a tree." So let's move on. There are several narratives written by former slaves, but the book we're about to discuss today, the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, is undoubtedly the most poignant and famous slave narratives in the world. The book was written as a memoir of some of the most important events in his life, but also paints a very vivid picture of this vile institution, slavery, as well as all the horrors that we both witnessed and endured at the hands of white masters. Frederick Douglass was born into slavery in Talbot County, Maryland, sometime in the 1800s. There's really no accurate record of his birth, as back then slaves were not given luxuries such as birth certificates. It is more likely that the slaveholders knew the date of birth of the pigs, cows, and horses they reared than that of slaves they held captive. The narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass was written while Douglass resided in Massachusetts and was first published in 1845. This was after he became a famous activist in the abolitionist movement and a popular orator, pulling hundreds to his speeches on anti-slavery. This was also a few years after Douglass planned and executed a daring escape from his master in Maryland. At the time of its publication, the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass served a dual purpose. It was to be consumed by white folks who needed a first-hand account of what enslaved blacks endured. It also served to humanize the experience of slaves for those in the North who were not privy to the operations of a functioning plantation. So, with that, let's dive into the book.